name is Chefswell, and we are on a mission to complete Elden Ring from start to finish using all 411 unique weapons that the game has to offer. Today's weapon is the Black Knife, and it was recommended by the Captain Jack over on YouTube. So if you have a weapon that you want to see, put it down in the comments below, and when we get to that weapon, we'll shout you out in the intro. Now, for the duration of the video, we're going to be starting off with a breakdown of how to start off this class optimally when using the Black Knife. We're going to be talking about which class is best, what stats to upgrade, and in what order. Are there any soft caps that you should hit when upgrading your abilities? Any hard caps that you should avoid? We'll go over, is it better to power stance this weapon, use it single-handed, two-handed, etc. From there, we'll go into a full breakdown of the build, followed up by a voiceover for each and every one of the 14 mandatory bosses that it takes to become the Elden Lord, where we will give you tips and tricks and windows of opportunity to defeat each one of them. Finally, we're going to be finishing off with a tier list where we show how the Black Knife stacks up against all the other weapons that we have played through so far. That being said, let's get into the starting class. The optimal starting class when doing a full playthrough from start to finish with the Black Knife is going to be the wrench starting class. Now, because you only need 8 strength to utilize this weapon, you may be tempted to go for one of the classes that you don't waste points into strength. However, in those classes, you are going to have below 10 faith, and we need a minimum of 18 faith to wield this weapon. So even though those points do go into strength, they're not a waste, as the weapon does scale slightly to strength. Because of that, the wrench is going to be the statistically superior choice. Now, when leveling this class, we want to first focus on hitting those minimum thresholds. So give dexterity from 10 to 12, and then flip over to your faith, getting it from 10 up to 18. From there, you want to flip over and work on your survivability, starting with your vigor, getting it from 10 to 30 for that early game survivability. And now you want to work on the endurance stats. And here we have 2 paths. If you want to go armorless, you only need to get it from 10 to 15 to be able to properly wield this weapon, medium roll, and have enough stamina to dodge. However, if you run it with armor, which we recommend in the next section, the build breakdown, I do recommend you get it all the way up to 25 in order to medium roll and have a good amount of endurance to roll in and out of attacks when utilizing a dual knife setup that we will again get into in the next section. From there, we want to work on the damage, and this weapon scales most highly with the dexterity, increasing the damage. It's got a B scaling and dexterity on a 99 point setting. It's got a C scaling and faith, and that is where all the holy damage comes from, and a very small strength scaling of only an E and 18. So focus on getting your dexterity up, and we want to maximize that all the way up to the first major soft cap, which is going to be 60 dexterity. Then you want to flip over to faith, also getting it up, and we want to get it to the first soft cap of 45 to increase that holy damage. Now the weapon is doing good damage, we're going to flip back over to the survivability side, get your health from 30 to 50 for that late game survivability, and any remaining points that we have, we want to dump into faith to get it up to 60 before dumping any points left to dexterity from 60 up to 80, which will be a hard cap for dexterity. Anything past 80, it's not worth putting the points in. You're better off putting it into faith or strength or then endurance from there on out. Now that we know the optimal starting class, we're doing a full playthrough utilizing the Black Knife. We know what stats to upgrade and in what order. Let's do a deep dive into the build. Now that we had a look at the starting class, let's look at the actual build itself. So when using the Black Knife, the first thing that you want to note is that it is strength, dexterity, and faith based for its damage. The Astral Lord uses 100% of the damage from the Holy. However, the physical part of the blade, the fire animation that you see pop off whenever you hit an enemy, does deal holy damage as well. So when leveling up, we're going to focus on dexterity followed by faith. Strength you can just keep at the bare minimum requirement of 8 to use the weapon, because almost no scaling comes from that. So because of the movesets of the daggers, it is going to be encouraged to use this power stance, one in each hand, in order to get off lots of attacks very quickly during their light attack chain. For the armor pieces, we have the full Rikisha armor set, giving us a total of 8% increased damage whenever we do our attacks. We then have the consecutive hit stack of Millicent's Prosthesis, the Rotwing Sigma, and our tier, the Thorny Cracked tier in our Psychic Flask. The third talisman you're going to run is the Ritual Sword Talisman to give you an additional 10% boost, followed by the Sacred Scorpion Charm, which will stack with the Holy Shrouding Cracked tier to further bump up that holy damage. This build is very simple and very effective, and it relies on getting quick attacks out with the very fast chain movement of the dual daggers, and put in action it will look like this. You will go ahead and pop your flask, you will get up to an enemy, and you will start wailing on them and overwhelm them before they even get a chance to retaliate back, as you get the damage boost from the consecutive hits talismans. That's what it looks like on a random NPC. Let's take a deep dive into how it looks against the 14 mandatory bosses, starting with the first one, Margit. So the man himself, Doctor TikTok mod Brian, what's going on, brother? Can you choose your next weapon? Now, I've got to do them in the order they're recommended to keep it fair. But if you want to see any weapon, just leave it in the YouTube comments. Yo, Fridge is here in his drunk, baby! Scare!
Emboldened by the
How we doing, Fridge? I'm boldened by your flame of ambition. Here we go! Yeah, we're kind of getting cooked. Hold on. All right, let's clutch it up. One. Yeah, what are we drinking tonight, Fridge? Crazy. I'm down to do the wing side. That would be sick. You just gotta put it in the YouTube comments, otherwise I forget. I just go on the YouTube comments and see the latest comments and then update the list on my phone for the runs. Yo, these weapons have no range. All right, let's get it. All right, here we go. Let's get the attacks up. First favorite's Attack on Titan. You would probably think it's Slop Pit. His third favorite's Death Note. Sometimes is your favorite. You put the Magna. Did you see we're supposed to be getting new episodes? Yo, that's a lot of damage, baby! Grass, such a good at top 3. 2 out of Cheerio mine his way. 2 out of Cheerio mine are in his way. Not an anime, but recent Invincibles. I have not, but the monologue, I've seen like some clips from it. It's got a really cool monologue that I like quite a bit. Easy dubs. Hey, what up, Guts? In fact, if you don't beat him before you progress in the game, it makes the rest of the game ridiculously harder. The Sentinel, the horse guy at the start, if you don't beat him at the start, he comes back later on and blocks your progress with 10 more of them. And it's a real pain in the ass. So take out the tree guy right away. Take out the tree guy right away. Hey, what's going on there? Much love. Oh, no kidding. Have you not been on TikTok very long? Have you not been on TikTok in a while? I'm boys. I've been watching it all day. Oh, the Amazing Spider-Man. I never saw the Amazing Spider-Man of Friends. Unless, is that the 90s one? I might have seen that one. The one that's like, da-na-na-na. $20, baby! The Astroboard is cool, but I think it's better to do with like a DPS build because it just takes away like a little bit of that hit. But it does look cool. Yo, Dad fried it up. I think that's my favorite way to eat eggs. Do we survive this? We should survive. One. Things are right. Oh, why the gate there? Whoa. We got this. Let's get it, baby! All right, this has got to be hitless. We jumped to Galaxy. That's worth it. Are we good? No damage? Baby! That's a delicious dessert. All right, we don't need to see any more of this pussy. All right, here we go. 1, 2. All right, we got this. Swords of Revealing Light is so crazy, man. I can't attack for 3 turns. Get him out! Easy, man. Yeah, what's up, Kodak? We gotta stay on his foot. How much damage with this weapon? It's a good amount. I'll show you the exact numbers after the fight. But the thing is, a lot of it's holy damage. And enemies resist holy damage in this one. Yeah, I saw that. I saw Lamar Jackson's out. They said he was out in like the third quarter of the Texans game for tonight. Here we go. Is this the biggest arena of any Souls boss? It has to be. It stretches way back all the way towards the very end of that, right? It's got to be the biggest arena. He's putting down the trackers. We need to set them off. Did you see that, Whiskey? I was going to watch that in the footage. I think you're right. I think they blew up, and that's what staggered him, right? Dude, that was so sick, yeah? Should we? Should we aura farm him? Khaled, yeah. This is not since you sent me the link for the Discord, but that was the competition, but that was like 3 months ago at this point, and they changed so fast too. One. All right, let him roll, baby. Can I ask you a word? Dude, I just got straight up abused by this guy. We need to be careful here. Holy. And that right there is why it's better to be greedy than to be good at the game. 1, 2, 3. All right, so far so good. How we choose the weapons, Noni, is I just go to the YouTube comments. I linked my YouTube on the TikTok profile. And what I did is just whenever anyone comments a weapon, I just put it on a list in my phone. Yeah, this is New Game Plus 7. I put it on a list in my phone and just do them in order for when they were commented, basically. That was the most fair way. That turnaround was fast. All right, we got this. I'm to the point where I sleep 1 hour every other day. So I sleep 1 hour last night. So tonight I'm not gonna sleep at all. So I do sleep, contrary to popular belief, Pam, but it's just not. It's not as much as most people. It's just not as much as most people. 1 hour every other day. I haven't managed to progress past that yet, but that's where I've been at for about a year. Here comes the new challenger! Chef, what? Doubt that? Have you tried it? I take a 1 second nap every 5 seconds. That might also be a good way to spread our activity. What's going on, Gideon? How are you, brother? The boys, the time is right. Let's see. All right, we'll hit list this boss here. Hit list Godfrey time. At least first phase. let's go, free baby! Do we do the same thing to Harley? What are we thinking? Try to learn Old English, spelled Nighe''S.
Good service.
Double hockey sticks.
Sir.
Let's go, free baby! The people, I assume. I streamed Night Train for 24 hours when it first came out. Night Train just makes me want to play more Elden Ring, bro. Night Train is just diet Elden Ring, you know? He's one shot. Give me the Elden Beast! Hey, what's up, man? Didn't start the scythe. We did a scythe last night, and I had a ton of fun. What's up? Waking back in. Big dubs, big lubs. LFGs. Yeah, bro, the Elden Beast is like, Holy's not gonna do anything to him. Another easy part one. Why not use the weapon skill? It only takes away some of their health temporarily. Like it reduces their max HP, but they're gonna get it back. So it's like, what's the point? Damn. First time I ever got hit by that attack. Oops. Here we go. We're doing like negative damage. Yo, that Elden Star's got a lot of damage. We're gonna take. Do we survive this? All right, here we go. Oh, not this, you guys. We could be in trouble here. We gotta finish it up, you guys. He's close. Who believes? Let's go, Dale. GG's Kiwi. Overall difficulty rating on a scale of 1 to 10 when using the Black Knife ended up coming in at a 3.8 out of 10, making this weapon an overall pretty good choice to utilize by your side when becoming the Elden Lord. Now, this weapon is the highest DPS per attack when looking at the dagger class, if you combine the holy and the physical damage. When dual wielding this weapon, one in each hand, if long as the boss does not resist holy, like a few of the late game bosses do, it's going to absolutely shred them with the build that we use in this playthrough, utilizing the combination of the fast dagger attacks, low stamina speed to maximize your DPS with those consecutive hit talismans. The Ash of War, while nice, isn't the main feature of this weapon. What's the point in taking away 15% of a boss's health temporarily when you could just shred them down to 0 health with the fast moveset of this weapon? Still though, this does play very well compared to other daggers, and I would definitely put it above the Scorpion Stinger. Overall, an average weapon ends up at the top of the C tier. The DPS was slightly above the Scorpion Stinger, but definitely not enough to warrant it into an above average playthrough rating. But enough about what I think. I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments below. If I utilized the Ash of War better, could the Black Knife have been a higher tier weapon, closer to the A or the S tier? Or am I overrating this weapon? And because of the fact that so many late game bosses do resist the holy damage that this blade deals out, should this actually be ranked far lower? Let me know down below. I always love hearing from you. And until next time, Bellow Tarnished. Stay maidenless.